We're on the air. Will the clerk call the roll?
Mayor Johnston.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Haney.
Here.
Councilmember Blatz.
Here.
Councilmember Francina.
Here.
Councilmember Wyrick.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. We'll hold the pledge till we have the regular meeting here in about an hour. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. No objections, so ordered. Okay, we don't have public comment on the agenda, but we do have an outraged citizen with us that would like to like to address us. So if there's no objection from the council, come on down, Lenny.
Thank you.
Put on the agenda.
Leonard Clay, 412 North Fulton Street. Over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed when I get the agenda in the mail, the reference to the special meeting and that a letter from the law firm threatening to sue the city is available to the public, and I've ignored it. And finally I just got curious. So I got a copy of that letter. And several thoughts come to mind. One is that this is utter and complete nonsense. Two is that I believe, it is my opinion that members of the public should be made aware what's going on. This is, and I guess, to the extent that anybody's going to watch the 6 o'clock meeting, the city of Ojai is being threatened with a lawsuit for violating the Voting Rights Act, and people and the proposed complaining party is demanding that we go to district election rather than at large that we now have. This is not anything akin to somebody threatening to sue because they tripped on the sidewalk someplace. This is a matter of grave public concern, and I think the public should be notified that this is going on. It should be placed on the agenda just so that people are aware. I know that you're limited in what you can say because of attorney-client privilege and all that, and that's fine. But people should, in the city of Ojai, should know. On the merits, for whatever my opinion is worth, it seems awfully stupid. As I read the letter from the attorneys, they repeatedly used the term racially polarized manner, which would trigger some kind of remedy under the Voting Rights Act. Yet nowhere in the letter does it make any allegation that anything in the history of Ojai has been done in elections in a racially polarized manner, other than the fact that Savaro is the only person with a Hispanic last name that's run for city council in the last 20 years. He also won 1 out of 2. I lost 0 of 5, and academics are split on whether Jews are a religion or a race, and to the extent that we are a race, if you're going to go to districts, you should have a Jewish district as well. And I make that argument not in seriousness, but this is just absurd. We have 8,000 people, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 registered voters.
Less than that.
You're gonna have to have people who live in the district be candidate in that district. We had trouble we had 3 people running for 3 seats, and if we further limited
an open seat,
yeah, and if we further limited it that everybody has to live in a specific district, I don't know that you're going to get a quorum. Seriously, this is just silliness. And again, this is not my area of expertise. I picked up the letter. I think I got it this morning or late last night. So I haven't studied it carefully. I did look at some of the cases that are cited in the letter. But I find it interesting that there's nothing alleged in the letter of what we have done to act in a racially polarized manner. And having been an active citizen of this in the city for the last 30 years, I can't think of anything. I mean, when Savaro ran, I don't know that any opponent tried to make that an issue. He didn't make it an issue. One last thing, if they say 17% of something of the residents of Ojai are Hispanic, that comes from the census. And until President Trump, the census did not ask whether people were citizens. So what percentage of voters are Hispanic? Less than 17%, which is going to making a district where a Hispanic citizen has a chance of a better chance of winning than he or she would in a general election, that much smaller, unless you carve a district that looks like
Pennsylvania.
in North Carolina to keep blacks from voting. I understand that the law is the law, and the city is in a tough place in this regard, but this is just insane, and all steps should be taken, if at all possible, to avoid going to district elections in this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Leonard.
Thank you, Leonard.
Does the city attorney wish to make any comment at this point, or shall?
Not at this time.
Well, I would make one comment that it will be before the public, before this is done. It's not that we are deciding this closed doors, but you make a good point. And there
Sooner
should
rather
be,
than later.
Right,
People
well,
should know.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leonard.
Thank you, Lenny.
Right. Okay, we have a closed session. Will the city attorney like to make any comments on that?
Just briefly, the council, as stated on the agenda, is meeting in closed session to consider anticipated litigation regarding a threat of litigation from the Southwest Voter Registration Education Project by letter that is available for inspection in the city clerk's office. No reportable action is expected tonight. The matter will eventually come for public review after the council has made some direction. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I think Leonard did a good job of highlighting this for those who watch the 6 o'clock council meetings. Okay, we're going to, recess or recess to a closed session, and then we will reconvene.